Hello, and welcome to the Smut Show,
a weekly podcast from your new internet book besties.
We discuss all things spicy books and mix in a little bit of motherhood, life, self-care, and everything in between.
So sit back,
grab a beverage,
and let's chat.
Hello, and welcome to the Smut Show. I'm Neely.
And I'm Rachel, and it's just us today.
Just us. We love it, just us.
And we love it, just us.
20 minutes yapping about other stuff.
We did.
And we were like, we should record now.
It's time. It's time. And this is the last episode of August. It's not the last one we're recording in August, but it's the last one that will air in August.
It is August 19th as of recording.
Yeah.
But the only thing actually getting me through August is looking at the 45-day weather forecast. To know that eventually this heat will end.
Will it? I don't believe it. I don't think I would even believe it if I looked at the forecast.
We got out of the car to pick the kids up at school. This is my 1 star, by the way. So
101.
I guess we'll just jump right into 1s and 5s.
Yeah, jump in.
So my 1 star is the heat. And we got out of the car to pick the kids up, and I can only compare it to the feeling when you open an oven to take something out.
Yes.
That is what it felt like. If you don't live in the South, you're lucky. It is, I like it most of the year, but July, August, September, it's just miserable. It is, I do not know another way to phrase it. We had a really mild summer up until like 2 weeks ago.
We really did.
It was like, the sun came out.
But I feel like even with our quote unquote mild summer, I was still miserable. I've still been inside for months at this point. And I am an indoorsy type of girl, but I also want to be able to leave the house without immediately sweating. I'm telling you, every time I get in my car, because we park outside, we don't use our garage.
No.
I know that. Yeah, I know.
This time of year is like the only time. Well, no, in the winter, I'm pretty thankful for
like that. It doesn't even bother me. But like in the summer, I get in my car, I literally sit in the seat, and I'm like, the seat heater is on. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
But that's what it feels like.
I have a steering wheel heater in my car. I told you about how I didn't realize I had a steering wheel heater for like a year and a half, and I must have like accidentally switched it on, and this was in the summer, and I was like, why is it so hot? It's because the steering wheel heater was on. Like in my Liam buckles himself, but Charlotte is still in a 5-point harness. So I have to buckle her, and like, my God, she gets in the car, in and out of the car. It is like she's purposely going slow. I'm like,
yes,
I've talked about, I get my seasonal depression in the summer.
Same. I've been thinking this hard. Yeah.
And I am like, when I am too hot, I am the least nice version of myself.
I am such an unhappy person when I'm hot.
Straight up a bitch when it is this hot. And nothing makes me happy. Like, one of our friends this morning was talking about how her husband makes her keep the house at 78 degrees. And I was like,
oh, divorce.
I would die. I would cease to exist.
I also am a type of person that runs hot anyway, and so I
don't. And I'm suffering.
Yeah,
I run cold.
So I'm hot in December. I'm hot in January. I'm always hot, and so it's just even worse in the summer. It's even worse.
I'm laughing because Rachel's shirt says ban guns, not books, and for some reason when I looked at it, I saw ban guns, ban books, and I was like,
"You're like, ma'am." I feel like I can't wear this shirt to school drop-off.
It says guns
because it says guns on it. But I do love it. I wore it to the library. We went to the library yesterday.
Do you wear your spa headband to school drop-off?
No, I don't. I leave my emotional support headband at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've discovered that I have an emotional support hot cup of coffee, and no matter I won't drink iced coffee. I've talked about this. I think iced coffee tastes like garbage. And I will go to soccer games in the heat of September with my coffee. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you, nothing will make me happier than that first morning you can put a sweatshirt on.
Oh, I know. It's going to be much sooner for you than it will be for me. So,
I'll put it on. I wear a sweatshirt to bar in the morning because it's really cold in the studio. And so when I get in the studio, I'm freezing. Yeah. And I do not wear it out of bar because I'm now I'm too hot. Yeah. But I will wear it in a bar, and I mean, we're all kind of wearing stuff like that. But I, on Sunday, took bar, and then I had to do something with my mom, and I was still wearing leggings, and I was like, I feel like I'm being tortured.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I guess I have a 5-star, right?
Yeah, 1 star, how terrible the weather is.
1 star, the weather sucks. 5-star, I need to talk more about Taylor Swift. So
we didn't have time. We didn't have very much time to talk about it.
We didn't have time to talk about it because we had a guest on who had a newborn baby, and she had like a limited time, and we were like, I gave the highlights, and now I would like to go into a deep dive.
Okay,
so
I'm ready.
First of all, I would like to say yesterday she had another countdown on her website, and like I get it, right? Like we all clown for Taylor, we love the countdowns, but like if she does another countdown and it's for like a different version of the album or merch again, I'm going to lose my mind. Do not do a sparkly glittery countdown unless you're about to drop a single. Like,
well, now, okay.
You're already making us wait until Mean Girls Day, which like, we love that.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah.
If you don't know, it's October 3rd, but
right.
If you're listening to this podcast, I assume you know that. Also, Mean Girls came out 21 years ago.
I wonder what our, divide is between like millennial, like what our generational divide is on the podcast. Actually, we probably know that, don't we? We probably know.
I can look at, I mean, I have the data. Like, I would say like it's the majority millennials. But, I would say millennials in Gen X. Like, we have a good chunk of Gen X here. I don't think we have a lot of boomers, but hi.
But do we have any Gen Z? Like, did Gen Z listen to us? I feel like we're uncool.
Does Gen Z listen to podcasts? I don't know. I don't know. I heard the side parts coming back again, and I'm like, I'm ready.
Thank God, because my hair has a huge cowlick and a widow's peak right in the middle, and I cannot do a middle part, okay?
Also, speaking of Gen Z, I follow this girl on TikTok who she'll watch like hundreds of like back to school hauls or like Christmas hauls and things like that, and she like reports on like the trends.
Yeah.
And she was doing like the top.
Did you hear that?
I did. She said that. I was like, prying off my cold dead body because my leggings will come with me to the grave. But just like when they're like skinny jeans are out, I'm like, that's great for you.
Yeah.
They're not out.
I was actually happy about that.
No, they're all low-rise jeans are also bad. That's never.
No, I'm not happy about that. No.
High waist everything. I want it like up to my boobs.
Yes.
But she was talking about that, but she's just talking about like these different trends and like hearing the story, and she's like, this top from Hollister, and I'm like, oh, we still shop at Hollister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not like, American Eagle though, because they crazy now.
Okay. Can you here? I need help here. I didn't follow that story. I like Sydney Sweeney and I like American Eagle. What did I miss?
Okay, so basically I'm gonna do it wrong. Okay, I'm gonna do it wrong because I didn't like deep dive into this because
that's the thing. It's like I've seen like, but nobody's explaining it to me. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to find a TikTok because I watched a couple that were like, I did my research on TikTok. Okay, and
as we all do.
Yeah, as we do. And I watched a couple about it, but it was basically like promoting good jeans, but like, the double meaning of that. And you got this blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl that's talking about
it's like a little bit racist.
A little bit,
but like, okay, sure, okay.
People deep dive much more into this than me, so please don't.
I'm gonna have to find a deep dive because I'm like, I get it, but I'm also like, is it that deep?
But then also, Sydney Sweeney's a registered Republican in Florida.
Don't tell me that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She's in like my favorite movie. Okay.
I know. That's it with Glenn Powell. It's a great movie.
It is like, I want that movie. I want that as a book.
I know. Okay? I'm really sorry to tell you.
Movie there is out there, and I will die on that hill.
I know.
It is my. Does everybody have like, if their husband's not home or they're traveling by themselves, their like comfort thing they fall asleep to? Is this like a thing?
I don't know. My husband watches anything that I watch, so.
Okay. Well, Andrew also likes this movie, but my comfort movie to fall asleep to is Anyone But You.
Yeah.
Like I will just turn it off and just like, it'll let it lull me to sleep.
Well, unfortunately, I feel bad to spoil that for you, but that's what we've learned. Anyway, back to Taylor Swift. So
so disappointed in that countdown yesterday, but I've now watched that whole interview twice. And
have you?
I have. It's now going to be my comfort listen. When I just need something in the background, I'm just going to listen to Taylor Swift talk.
Yeah.
I think it's like the most I've ever seen her speak at once publicly.
Truly. Yeah.
So it's kind of like this mythical creature, but they're real. Because like there are times that I'm like, is Taylor Swift real? Like,
I know.
Are we idolizing like?
Yeah.
Just like it's like
and then you
believing
worry,
in the
like,
tooth fairy.
Yeah, and then you worry like, is she actually a good person? But then you get to hear her and you're like, oh my gosh, she's like real and legit.
Bread and sews baby blankets.
Yeah, I'm like,
find something wrong with her.
I know. And she's such a good example of like, don't like block out the noise.
She definitely has a porch goose. Like
100%.
I believe with every fiber of my being that she has a porch goose she dresses up for holidays.
Yes. My porch goose has a new outfit in the mail right now as we speak. So.
Oh yeah. Are you getting the porch goose a Halloween costume?
I am, but we're going to get it's a football first. So we celebrate football season here.
Same. I mean,
yeah.
We're back in our football, like.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those memes and it's like, picture it, you're 14, you just got home from school, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, it's like, life is good or whatever.
Yes.
The other day, it was one, and it was like, it's a crisp October morning. You have something in the slow cooker. You have a pumpkin candle burning. College football's on TV. I'm like,
yes.
I need it.
That is the dream, right?
Now.
Okay, so Porch Goose has a football outfit coming. And then it'll have a Halloween costume.
Okay, back to Taylor.
Back to Taylor.
No, I'm like, okay. Do you think her and Travis are married? Because I'm like convinced that they're married.
What? I have not seen that theory.
Oh my God, it's all over the TikTok. But my reasoning for this, and chime in listeners, I don't think she would ever publicly say she's engaged or married to anybody. I could see them never confirming either way. I think she would be one of those people that if she had a baby, you just wouldn't see her for 9 months.
Yeah.
Or she would be like Allie Love on Peloton, who was clearly pregnant and never once announced that she was pregnant. She just was visible. I mean, she was in like a sport, like, she was pregnant. I don't even know if she's had the baby yet, but she never commented on being pregnant, never talked about being pregnant. Like, it is.
And nobody can say anything.
And you can't say anything because you can't do that. But like, she for sure pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Like, I could see that being Taylor Swift. Like,
she's like on stage.
She will never show her kids' faces. She will never tell you what their names are.
Yeah.
She will go into, like, you just will not see her.
I don't know. I can see her. I don't know if I can see them being like, because she's now in love with Travis, right? Like, and Travis, I can see wanting to like be married and like, I don't know, be proud of his wife, right? So I can see them getting married, probably not like publicly or anything, but like I can see them having like a wedding, and like people knowing about it. I kind of feel like they won't have kids. Like they'll be auntie and uncle.
I don't know.
Mom and dad, if you will.
I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah. Mother.
And you can't ask her.
No.
She's everybody's mother.
But like people will know.
Will know, but like, but also I can see him wanting kids because Jason has 4 kids and like.
But like, think about like how I just loved her talking about like essentially being an aunt to the girls.
Where she was talking about how she's learning how to make funfetti sourdough because
and like having them over and like teaching them that the cats aren't poisonous and like so cute. It's so cute.
I want to know what it's like to be Kylie Kelsey because it's like you swiped on Tinder. You ended up marrying
She's hilarious.
A super famous NFL player. You're like possibly the coolest, most unbothered person to ever walk the planet.
Yes.
And now like basically your sister-in-law is Taylor Swift. Like what?
What a life.
Like I wonder if people who went to high school with her like.
But I also
God
feel like that's
favorites.
The perfect. Yeah, she's the perfect person for it to happen to though because she's so
just because she's like her and Taylor text. She's like, hey Tay. Girls want to know if you'll come over and do karaoke with them.
Yeah.
And like, and can you bring some sourdough? Because I like really want some sourdough.
Yeah,
like she's not hey,
she is unbothered.
Unbothered.
She's not weird about it.
I love how much they were all roasting each other.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally, like, you can tell that they just hang out all the time. Like, that they're just,
I loved it. It was so good.
I loved that when she found out that she got her master's back, he was just playing video games in the other room.
I feel like he's always playing video games. I feel like 9 of their stories were like, oh, and Travis was playing video games, and then...
And then he heard me crying from across the house,
yeah.
and I'm like, the house!
Yeah. I know. They heard from across the house because they were together in a house.
And my very favorite season, which is I watch the Chiefs because I watch for Taylor. I could give 0 fucks about the Chiefs.
I could give 0 fucks about the NFL, honestly.
Oh, I love the Cowboys, but I'm struggling with the Cowboys
always
in general. But there's a new documentary out on Netflix today about the Cowboys, and I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, okay.
Or not? It's like I don't know if it's like a 3-part. Like, I don't know how many parts it is. There is a new documentary.
Okay.
And there's a Cowboys documentary that I think was on like Amazon Prime or I was on some station, and when Liam was a baby, he would request to watch it when he was like a toddler. He'd be like, Cowboys. And we would just watch this documentary over and over and over again.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And I was like, and that's how I know I'm raising you correctly.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
All right. What are your 1s and 5s?
Okay. My 1s and 5s. So I think I don't really have like really clear 1s and 5s. I think my 1-ish is that my 1-ish. I feel like I was telling Brian yesterday, I'm having like really bad anxiety about my book release, which is on Thursday. If you're listening to the podcast now, the book's already out.
Last time too, right?
I mean, honestly, like, you just have anxiety, which is fine. Like, that's normal. I have anxiety about the book release, and then I have anxiety. We've got a book fair on Saturday. It's going to be our biggest fair that we've had yet. We've got 80 plus vendors.
I think I'm coming.
Oh my God.
I think I'm coming.
Yeah.
I have it on our shared calendar. I blocked time out. Every time I try to come to one of these, something happens. So, I'm treading lightly.
This one's going to be crazy. So just be prepared, because there's that like crazy amount of vendors. And then we also already have like 1,500 people registered to come, and that's like, I don't know, that's giving me anxiety. Here's my anxiety. Well, first of all, I told Brian, I was like, I feel like I'm so over prepared for both of these things, both the book release and the book fair, that I'm sitting here thinking, like, my brain is like, you should have something to do to get ready, but you've already done all these things. So now my brain is just
how many
anxious.
book fairs have you done now? Because I mean, at this point, it's like,
yeah. I mean, this is the 7th, I think. Maybe.
Do people have to pay to get into the book fair?
As a human attending?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's free.
Okay.
Yeah. We do VIP tickets for early entry, but general admission's free. I
was gonna buy a VIP and then they sold out.
I know. And so like, I that's the thing, is like, I know that it's gonna be fine. Here's my concern. There are all of these things, these crazy things that happen in the book world that I see like on threads and TikTok and stuff. Like, this past weekend, there was a book convention that like...
Wait, is this the one that people pulled out of?
No. So this is a different one, and there was some just like non-consensual activities that happened. Yeah. At the book convention.
Book convention?
At a book convention. So
nice. It's a safe space.
Yeah, it was the things that are coming out about it, like, really not cool, not good. So I think that makes me nervous that like, you know, I have a bunch of people in a room that like, I cannot control all of these people that are there. And so I just worry about like something out of my control happening. But like, again, what can I do about that? I can't do anything about it. I feel like we have, you know, the systems and procedures and stuff in place for it to go smoothly, but my brain is trying to find something to be anxious about. So that's my 1 star, I think. But then on the flip side of that, it's like my 5 stars that I'm really excited for this next book to come out. I feel really good about it. I do feel prepared.
I'm reading it right now.
And like all the ARC reviews that I know, like ARCs are, you know, a group of people that wanted to read the book, but like we do ask you to give honest reviews when you ARC read, and all of the reviews are coming in really positively.
I'm gonna just give it 1 star and tell you how much it sucks.
Yeah, please. It's just been like overwhelmingly very positive response so far, and so like I'm excited about that. I'm excited for the book to come out. I think it's gonna be a good week.
As a reader of your books, I can tell with this one just how much you've grown in like your knowledge. Like, I mean, not that I wasn't reading your other books like, gosh, you should improve this. But like, I feel like you see this with a lot of authors, right?
Yeah.
Like, as you read more and more of their books, you're like, oh, like I can see how you've grown as an author. I can see like I can tell what your intention. Like,
yeah,
I really.
I do feel there was a long time where I was very not confident in this book because I think I was just so nervous about putting another book out because of how well Yours Unexpectedly did. But then I think now that I've like done it and I'm like to the point now where like pretty much all of it except for the release is under my belt for the second time. I'm like, okay, I've done this and I feel really good about it. And like the world is still spinning. I feel like I'm doing that a lot lately where I'm like, I've got to get out of this online headspace, right? Like I have got to touch grass as the youth say, you know, and like realize that the youths, like yesterday, I think that's my 5-star. Yesterday after school, I picked up the girls and we went to the library, the public library. We had the books to return and then they were able to pick out new books. And like, I just had like a whole, from the time that I picked them up until the time that they went to bed last night, we just had really good time together. We did like a spa day. We painted our nails. Like we just had good time together. And I feel like you have like, it's times like that where you're like, okay, my world is here in these people in my house. And, you know, that's what's most important. And so everything else is just icing on the cake. And you have to kind of get yourself out of that like rabbit hole of doom scrolling and worrying about, you know, what people are going to think online. And these people don't know you. Like you know, like why am I giving them the time of day when they don't know me? And they don't care about me like the people that I know in real life do. And, you know, there's some friendships that you are able to make online that are able to like withstand that, or, you know, like go past the surface level, and that I do care about their opinions and all of that. But like for the most part, it's, you know, I cannot put my worth in what random people online think about me, and think about my business and think about my books and all of that. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's just been a lot of reflection and learning, and I think the second book release has been really good for me. So yeah, I feel like I'm in a good place.
That's so positive.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm ready to dive into book 3. It's gonna be fun.
Well, book 3, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Well, I will be when I finish this book.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Well, should we move on to what we're reading?
Yes, please.
I'm reading Entirely Yours by Rachel Lewis.
I honestly did not see that coming.
I just
You did. Oh man, that's hilarious.
I am reading Entirely Yours by Rachel Lewis, who is a close personal friend of mine.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the pod. My co-host here, who is giggling in the background. I am like 40% in. You're a mess.
Oh,
man. 40% in so far. I've tried to be a lot better about this. Kind of goes with this about reading at night. I get very like TikTok doom scrolly, or I start reading and I immediately fall asleep on the couch.
Yes.
This is nothing about your book and everything about me waking up at 4 a.m.
Yes.
Every day. So I was like, I don't know if weeknights are like a good time for me to read right now. So I have been blocking out time on the weekends to read, because I just don't know that I don't know how I used to stay up till like 1 a.m. reading.
Honestly.
I just don't think my body does that anymore. But this was also a time where Charlotte was only in school 3 days a week, and Liam was in like kindergarten, and life
was just different.
they collectively had like 2 activities.
Yeah.
So now they have too many. So
yeah, too many.
Anyway, that's what I'm reading. What are you reading, Rachel?
Okay, remember last time we recorded and I was like, by the next time we record, I'll be done with this series. I lied. I'm not done with it. So I just haven't been reading. So I'm still reading the Plated Prisoner series. I'm still in the last book. I have not even, I don't think I've read much of it since the last time we recorded, because it's the end. This is my problem. This happened to me when I was reading the Throne of Glass series, which, like, people listening, if you know, you know, okay? I read all this, like, 7 books, okay? I read 6.5 of them. I got halfway through the last book and I was like, bad things are about to happen. And
did you stop reading?
I stopped reading. And I was like, I'll go back to it. And I never did. This was like 3 years ago. Okay. So I knew bad things were going to happen because I feel like in the last book of these like long fantasy series, you usually have like the culmination of like the war or the battle or whatever. And people die that I like care about. And I've like built up these fictional relationships with, and then they're gonna die. And so I fear that's where I am in the Plated Prisoner book, where I'm about halfway through the last
Rachel
book.
DNFs purely based on I don't want to read bad things happening.
I know people are gonna die. And so like there's this big battle happening. There's no way everybody survives. You know,
this is why I will never read books like this, because I don't want to read about a battle. Okay? I want to read, this is why I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I want to know nothing about, it's like when you get to the point in the last Twilight movie where they're fighting and then it's not really, none of that happened. Which every time I watch that, I am still
catches
surprised.
Me off guard.
I'm like, what?
That was
like, right.
We'll talk about that in a little bit because that feeds right into our topic for today once we actually get into the topic of the podcast. But I fear that if I ever write a romantasy series, nobody is gonna die. Nobody important is gonna die. Because this is just killing me.
Why do people have to die? Like, even in
like,
a romance book, when okay, I'll give you an example. When I was reading Consider Me and Carter's befriending the older, he has like the friend. I'm like, I swear to fucking God, if that character gets killed off, like I cannot do this.
No.
Okay. Do not ever have me read a book where a loving older character who the main male or female main character has befriended dies. No. I will never read another book you write again. I will tell you, thank you, Becca, for not hurting me that way, because but every time there's one in a book, I immediately in my head, I'm like, they're gonna kill this character off.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna make me love this like curmudgeon character and then they're gonna kill them off. And I don't want to read books where people die. Okay. I don't want to read books where people are abused.
No.
I don't.
That's why I have stopped halfway through this 6th book in the series. I invested so much time into this. I've been reading this since the beginning of July.
This is not related to anything, but I kind of felt like I needed to tell you. Have you heard of that movie Materialists with Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans?
And it was a rom-com, but that was a lie.
Okay. We tried to watch it this weekend. I got 10 minutes into this movie and I was like, I can't watch this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was in a bad headspace about like life, and I was just like, perhaps now is not the time. But there was a point where she's sitting, this is like a very minor part in the movie, I assume, but this is what immediately turned me off from this. She and a coworker are like sitting having a cigarette, which is already bothers me because I hate watching people smoke. Yeah. And she's saying how like women only want tall, like they're talking about how like women want tall men. And she's like, did you know there's a surgery where you can actually like break your legs and they can add height to them? And she's like, I don't know, if you have the money, it's probably worth, like, it's just this conversation where I'm like, this is so insane that I can't watch this movie. Yeah. Like, and I know that's so random, but like, it was like a movie ick. And I don't even know if I've had that happen before.
Yeah.
Where like,
you the ick.
Something in the beginning of a movie, and I love the cast.
Yeah.
I was like, I like couldn't wait for that. And then I did find out that it was going to be very like, not a rom-com.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know, like maybe I won't like it. And then, but other people were like, no, it's still really good. And I was like, okay. Maybe I'll like it.
It bothers me when we're advertising things incorrectly.
Like my Oxford year?
Yeah, 100%. Same thing.
We talked about that, but I won't watch it, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Why do we need to do this? Like, there's an audience for you.
Not everything needs to be a rom-com.
But there is an audience for people who want to watch depressing stuff. So don't trick those of us who want to be happy.
Please. Like, it's rude.
Like, this is why books have movies need to have trigger warnings.
Yeah.
We need to, if we're putting trigger warnings at the beginning of books, maybe when we show previews for movies, be like, trigger warning. This whole trailer was a lie.
Yeah.
I took the 5 happy scenes and made a trailer.
Yeah. I really like the phrasing of it as content warnings, because it's like, here's like, this might not be triggering. Like I put at the beginning of Entirely Yours, it's an accidental pregnancy book. It is advertised everywhere as an accidental pregnancy book. You know she's going to get pregnant, but I put in the content warning like, hey, there's pregnancy in here. Okay? And if somebody comes on my Goodreads, I won't look at it. But if somebody comes and is like, I hated this book because I hate the accidental pregnancy trope, I'm going to...
Well, then that's your own fucking fault.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm like, just put it out. Like you said, people like depressing shit. So just advertise it as a depressing movie and people will watch it.
Book. I went into 6 Morning Kisses knowing it was going to make me.
Yeah.
Like, I knew what was coming.
Sometimes people will ask, like, hey, I want something that's going to make me feel sad. I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah. Like, and there's a book for you, right? Like, you want to be sad. But, like, don't cosplay as a rom-com.
No, don't do it. It's rude.
That might be the title of this episode. Don't cosplay as a rom-com.
I love it.
Make a note. Okay, so today's topic, we are going to talk about book and movie and some TV show potential moments that altered our brain chemistry. Like, the type of moments where, like, you look back and you're like, wow, I think that changed my personality a little bit. I think that changed the way I look at things. And we might kind of jump around. I do have an outline, but, we are who we are. So, Rachel, what was the first book moment that you remember changing your brain chemistry? Or I can go first.
Yeah, you go first. I need to think about this.
Because I did make a note. I can pinpoint it. I was 12.
I'm dying at your note.
I was in 7th grade, and I've talked about this before, that we were passing around the book Forever by Judy Blume, written in the 70s. If you've never read it, 10 out of 10. I will be giving it to Charlotte when she's like 14, which is actually probably the age appropriate time to read it, not 12.
Right.
And there's a point in the movie, it's about 2 seniors in high school that are dating, and it's like their first sexual experiences, or her first sexual experiences. And he shows her how to give a hand job. And I'm telling you, when I tell you that this scene in the book, like, I think it just changed me. I think I am the way I am because I read that. And he has a name for his penis. It's Ralph. And then I assumed for the longest time that everyone names their penis. Okay. Like, this is an assumption I made at 12. And I was like, like, all of my guy friends have named their penis. Not true, by the way.
No.
But that was the first one that I can truly remember reading and being
That's so funny.
And I would say, like, not as sexual, but the first, like, time I was like, oh, I really like romance is reading The Babysitter's Club and Marianne and Logan getting together in the Babysitter's Club books. And I was like, oh, I like that. Like, I remember being like, I like a romance.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was called then.
I feel like all of the things that, like, altered my brain chemistry were, like, sad books that I was forced to read, and then I was like, well, I never want to read anything this again.
If we want to go deep, Reading of Mice and Men did some things to me, but that's just not what I'm talking about today.
Yeah. I feel like Bridge to Terabithia. Did you ever have to read that?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Tuck Everlasting. Brian and I were talking about this the other day.
I've never read the book, but I've seen the movie, and I will never, first of all, just epic casting in that movie. 10 out of 10.
Phenomenal 10 movie. 10 out of 10
would make no notes.
I literally, I was like, Brian, that's the best movie ever. I will never watch it again.
Never watch it again.
Never.
But when he goes back and finds her and realizes that she never did it.
See, See, like, those are the things that altered my brain chemistry. And then, like, I remember reading, in 6th grade, we read this fun book that was called The Westing Game. Did you ever read that?
I don't think so.
I feel like for some people it was like required reading, but it was like a almost like Clue type book, and I remember loving it and just loving like the little bit of like mystery, little bit of like whodunit type situation, which is funny because that's not what I read now. But I loved that one, and I really didn't read I don't remember finding something that was like romance reading wise. Like there was a lot of movies, like the early
I think
2000s.
Little Women altered my brain chemistry. So I'm obsessed with Little Women, the books, the movies. I have like several first edition copies of the book Little Women. The most
recent version of the movie was we went and saw that in theaters, and I just remember like loving it.
Oh, so good. Yeah. Also epic casting. Notes.
Epic casting.
So in Charlotte's room when I was pregnant with her and I was like doing her nursery, I decided to take all of my versions of Little Women and put them in her room. And then I had like this board book, and it was like, I don't know if you remember these, but it was like Pride and Prejudice, but it's like a baby book.
Yeah.
And it's like not I have that one with it, and I still have it. But all of my versions that I've gotten like different bookstores or antique stores, whenever I go to one, I always look for a version of Little Women.
I love that.
If I'm ever in an antique store.
That was like I know that I've said this on the podcast before, but like Brian and I always joke that like if we could guarantee that if we had more kids that they would be girls, then we would have kept having kids. But you can't guarantee those things. And so but like Little Women I was like, that's what I want my family to be. I want 4 girls.
Everything about Little Women, I used to pretend like I was in Little Women. I would like turn off all the lights and like light a candle when I was little and like pretend like I was like
yes,
writing up. I just loved everything about it. I still do. It's so good. If you've never read it and you've only seen the movies, I can't recommend reading the book enough. It's like a beautifully written story, and I feel like people have seen like the 1994 Little Women is my favorite. Will always be my favorite. With Winona Ryder, you can just not tell me. There's no other, like, they're good versions, but like to me, that is Little Women.
Yeah,
and it is a Christmas movie. Also, like if we're gonna talk about it, it's a Christmas movie, and I just love it so much. But and if let's kind of like fast forward to.
I have one more book that I remember. It's funny because I didn't actually read this book, but it definitely did define a lot of the rest of my reading journey, and that is the oh my god, what's it called? The Lemony Snicket, the series of unfortunate events. Because the first line in that book is something along the lines of like, if you don't like sad stories, you should stop reading here. And I remember as a like elementary school student opening that, reading it and being like, oh, well, thanks for the warning, and shutting the book and not reading the book.
Oh, I have to name one more too. And this isn't a romance book, but it really did change me. And it's another one that I feel like should be required reading, and it will be required reading for Charlotte. And that is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Another Judy Blume book. I feel like I read it at the perfect age. I think I read it at like 11. Yeah. And it is, first of all, I think every Judy Blume book should be required reading. I don't know if there's ever been an author that has written for so many generations. Like she has books if you're 10, she has books if you're 50. Okay. Yeah. Like she covers it all. Yeah. And I mean, she's truly like an author you kind of grow up with, and reading a lot of her books, like Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, Super Fudge, like they're just timeless to me. And even though there are some things in like Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, like are very like 70s focused. Like it talks about like what you would do when you got your period, things like that. But when you're coming of age as a girl, it's such a weird time. Yeah. Like everyone listening knows it's weird. Your body's weird. You don't know what the fuck's happening. Yeah. You don't know what's happening to your brain. Like if you grew up in a time like we did, and I don't know if your parents were like this, like we did not talk about that stuff.
Oh, no. Yeah.
No, like it was like, good luck. Like here's some pads. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. And that book to me, like,
it was
really
so embarrassing.
told me a lot, though. But it, like, really told me a lot. And I mean, I could talk endlessly about how our generation parents the complete opposite of how we were parented. And I have so much to say. I could write a dissertation on it, and I'm sure Rachel could too. Like, but that book to me, when you talk about female friendships, talking about going through like family struggles, moving to a new place, like there's so many things in that book that can apply to so many people. And what the movie, speaking of perfect casting Rachel McAdams as the mother in that movie, I'm like,
I still haven't watched it.
Kathy Bates as the grandmother. I'm like, I don't know how to, like, everything about it. It's watch it. Oh my God, you have to watch it.
I need to watch it.
I watched it by myself because, like, I can tell you Charlotte wouldn't care now, but it just, like, it's like a hug. Like, it's one of those movies that, like, it just feels like a hug. And you're like, if you grew up with that book, if you read that book as a child, like, you really, it's one of the best adaptations I've ever seen. And we've never talked about it because it's really not like the kind of adaptation we really talk about. But to me, it is one of the best. Also, Forever has an adaptation as a TV show on Netflix, and it's phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I knew that.
Very different because it doesn't take place in the 70s. And
we did talk about this.
We talked about it a little bit, but it's still just absolutely incredible. I loved every second of it. It really, like, when you have high school relationships, and I know different for you, like, you started dating Brian when you were in high school, like
late high school, but yes.
But you know what I mean? Like, when you think, like, I know you had boyfriends before that, but my point is like, when you think about the first person that you're like, I love you, like, this is the person I love. And then, you know, you wake up and you're 40 one day and you're like, probably wasn't love. But to you, it was at the time. And it felt like the most important, like, devastating, life-altering thing. And, like, that's what Forever is about. I'm telling you, I don't think there's a bigger Judy Blume fan in the world than me. I truly, I think interviewing Judy Blume would be, like, it would kill me. I think I would actually die afterwards. Meeting her, like, I just think she is a phenomenal person. She's also very against banned books because so many of her books have been banned. Like Forever and Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, which are both considered banned books. So, you know, we love her here.
Banned books.
But let's kind of jump more to the books of more recent time that we feel have altered our brain chemistry. Would ACOTAR be that for you?
Yes, I think that was kind of so I'd been reading so much contemporary romance, right? And then there was a lot of fantasy that I loved when I was younger, and just not, I feel like when you get, we've all kind of had this revelation. I don't know if it's a revelation, but, like, we've had gone through the process of, like, okay, now that I'm an adult, what am I supposed to be reading, right? Like, okay, I guess I have to read, you know, nonfiction and lit fic.
I guess I have to go read Where the Crawdads Sing Now.
Oh, exactly. And, like, if you like those books, fine.
We can never, like, have that author on the podcast, by the way. No. I have shit talked that book so much that if you know, you know.
Yeah. So, like, I think for me, that was, you know, not only, first of all, it was the first romance book that I read postpartum with Emmy was The Good Luck Charm by Helena Hunting. And it was the first spicy book that I read. And I was like, oh my God. I just remember, I've told this story before, but I just remember reading it being like, oh my gosh, there's going to be a plot point about how she feels so guilty for having sex outside of marriage. And then that was not a plot point. And I was like, what is this? What is this magic? I don't know. So that definitely changed my brain chemistry. And then, jumping into, like, so I read a lot of contemporaries after that, and then jumping into the world of, like, romantic fantasy.
My husband just came over and handed me a Sharpie.
Oh, just in case.
Okay, this is why he handed it to me. It's one of the ones Emily Giffen uses to sign. That's why he did it. It has her signature on it. It's one of the ones she signs her books with.
I love that. That's
I'll
sweet.
show it to her tomorrow. Yeah. I knew he knew where it was. I did not. yeah, I think that's kind of how I felt when I read The Idea of You.
Yeah.
And not because I hadn't read a spicy book, but because it was a spicy book about a woman. It was a female lead that you don't see a lot. She was 40. She was divorced, had a teenage daughter. I feel like in a lot of spicy books, and not always, but I feel like a lot of times it's like someone young, unmarried, all the single ladies.
Yeah.
And I felt like that, where it's this woman who's worldly, who's successful on her own, who needs no man, and has a teenage daughter, owns a beautiful home, and falls in love with a guy essentially 20 years younger than her.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't seen anything like that. And, it was just refreshing to read, seeing a woman who's divorced and has a child, like, get a new lease on life. And, we've interviewed Robin Lee, find the episode. It's wonderful. She's wonderful. Can't say enough good things. I have opinions on the adaptation, but we can talk about that another time. My opinion is I don't think every book needs to be adapted.
That's fair.
And I think there are some books that are so perfect that you need to just leave them alone.
Yeah.
And leave them where they are.
Yeah.
But as a reader, I'm sure authors feel a different way about it. But as a reader of books.
Yeah.
I think that book is so well written. And I remember people would refer to it as well-written smut. And I felt at the time like saying it like that did it a disservice. Because I feel like it was a connotation that smut can't be well written. You know what I'm saying? Like it was saying
we're taking that back.
This is well written smut, meaning like other smut is trash,
right?
And I feel like you would associate the two. It's like how there would be like a section in the bookstore that might as well have been called trash, where Danielle Steele novels were, right? Like it might as well with like what do they call those covers?
A clinch cover.
Thank you. With I could not think of the word. I kept wanting to say a cinch cover, and I'm like, that's
you're
not
so
it.
close. Yeah.
But a clinch cover, it's like what our parents grew up with, right? Where it's like, oh, like
a Fabio.
We only read this by the pool or at home. Like we don't take this in public, and we don't tell people about it. We don't.
There's
talk
shame
about
around it.
And there's shame around it. And reading The Idea of You to me kind of like changed the way that I look at reading smut and reading romance and reading these books, because I was like, this is a woman, like, and I would say like even reading romance women's fiction that Emily Giffin writes, where like Emily Giffin went to law school and was an attorney, and then decided to become a writer. Like, not to say like, listen, you could not graduate high school and write well-written books. My point is like, these are women who I don't think people would be like, oh, like Emily Giffin writes well-written. Like,
people shit on the genre because it is geared towards women and the patriarchy, which is my explanation for 99% of things. Okay.
I do think in the past few years, especially with the rise of romance, with the rise of spicy books, with the rise of adaptations of these books,
the rise, it's like the growing popularity, right? Like they were always there.
And it's not even, I think the popularity was already there. I think it's the growing of people talking about it.
Right.
And a place for a podcast like this, and a place for book talk, and those kinds of things have really made it like a more acceptable, I use quotations, acceptable thing to read. I mean, there are bookstores specifically now catered to that.
Yes.
There are sections in regular bookstores that are like, recommended from TikTok. Okay. Like, if you had said that to me 10 years ago, I would have been like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, there's not going to be a whole bookstore for books I want to read.
Right.
Like, that's insane. And I mean, we now get to go to them as part of our job. Like, it's wild. But The Idea of You for me. And then, I mean, as much as we have mixed feelings on it, I mean, Colleen Hoover books, just, I mean, it is sometimes hard, and we've talked about this with J.K. Rowling. I have to separate the person from the books. And I can still I feel like there's like a lot of shit behind liking a Colleen Hoover book. And I still like the book Ugly Love. And
well, the thing is, like, about it. Say what you want about Colleen Hoover.
Girl knew what she was doing, because
she made it. She made the genre accessible to a new group of people, and and was also, very successful in doing that.
Sure. For somebody who was one of the first very widely known self-published authors.
Yeah.
This is somebody who published a book on Wattpad and published a book, threw it on Amazon without knowing a lot, and then has had multiple of her books turned into movies and TV shows.
I think there's 3 this year. It's crazy. So, that makes sense. I'm trying to think of other, more recent books that changed my brain chemistry. I feel like those are the big ones of that kind of were turning points for me.
You with a View changed my brain chemistry.
That's true.
And I don't even joke when I say that. You with a View, and I can't pinpoint for somebody why. I can't say this specific thing in the book. It was the writing. It was a book that from the first sentence took me in. I read that book. I can remember texting you while I was reading that book and just being I don't know what is happening to me.
Yeah, got you at the right time.
It got me at the right time. I still don't feel like I've fully recovered, nor do I think I ever will. Yeah. I think Love in Other Words is another one for me.
Oh, yes. I would agree with that.
That changed me. I think that's the book that really made me love Second Chance. Reading that and being I want more of this. Yeah. I want to read more books like this. I like to see someone who's flawed in a book. I want to see somebody who makes a mistake. Because we're human and we all have human feelings and emotions, and none of us are perfect, and we continually make mistakes as time goes on. And I think that's a really great example of a book where very flawed people, can overcome that.
Yeah. So. And that was the first romance that I remember reading that just ripped my heart out and stomped on it a bit and then put it back. Mm-hmm. I also, this is, not in my mind, I would not consider this a romance book because of my must have a happily ever after, but Me Before You was one of those that
I've never read the book, but I saw the movie and wanted to kill myself afterwards.
Yeah, the book made me feel similarly.
Which is why I'm so angry about my Oxford year, because to me it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's cosplaying as Rom-Com. Me Before You did not. I went into that and I knew what I was getting.
Yes. Yeah.
If you haven't read my Oxford year, don't watch the Netflix trailer and then be I'm getting a rom-com. Read the trigger warnings.
Yeah.
It's not happy. I'm sorry. Spoiler.
I'm so sorry to tell you this. That, and then, okay, this is one random, occasionally I'll read a nonfiction, but oh shit, I just knocked something over. Occasionally I'll read a nonfiction book. I feel like memoirs that have changed my brain chemistry recently, or in the last several years, are Born a Crime by Trevor Noah.
It is so good.
It's so good. Listen to the audio. And then another book, this is not a memoir, but a nonfiction, is The Day the World Came to Town, which is what the musical Come From Away is based on. But it's a book about 9/11 and the town of Gander, Newfoundland, where a lot of flights were redirected when they closed the U.S. airspace. So that's a phenomenal book as well. Well,
if we're talking about memoirs, this is going to sound actually insane. So I need... Wait.
Is it Tori Spelling?
It's Tori Spelling. Tori Spelling's first memoir. As somebody who grew up obsessed with the show Beverly Hills 90210, and all the people that were on it and anything they did after it, I read that book and was just oh my God. Everything about her life is insane to me. I think she's an actually insane person. Another really great memoir that's super eye-opening is Jessica Simpson's. If you want to read about somebody who had a very private struggle with addiction and just a really hard... I think it's very easy to look at some celebrities and be what do you have to complain about? Why your life's about it? Matthew Perry's was heartbreaking. A really good one is Barack Obama's.
Ooh, okay. I need to do that
Barack Obama's memoir. Listen, I don't care how you politically align. You don't have to be a Democrat to enjoy his book. I loved his book. I am a Democrat though, but I loved his book. I'm just so we're clear.
So we're clear.
I also, there's another, I have to think of the title. I'm Glad My Mother Died.
I didn't read that one. They're adapting that one into a movie or show or something.
I think it's a show. I knew nothing about this person, and I read that, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it's very good.
Okay, any movies or pop culture moments that have altered your brain chemistry?
Yes, I can tell you the pop culture moment that altered my brain chemistry more than any other, and it was when Brad Pitt cheated on Jennifer Aniston with Angelina Jolie, and they got divorced. And I can tell you where I was. I can tell you that I had just come home from going out with friends. I was like 21, or maybe 20, and perhaps drinking illegally. And I came home and I would get on E! News website.
Yes.
Okay. That was like my E! News and Perez Hilton were like my multiple times a day.
It's an era. Yeah.
And it was there. But like very soon after that, Nick and Jessica split up. Yes. And this was like a chain reaction of these like big couples breaking up. And I remember thinking to myself, like, what is happening?
Yeah. I do remember that time.
Newlyweds as a show changed my brain chemistry.
The movie The Notebook altered my brain chemistry.
I read the book before I saw the movie, and they're very different.
I then went on a Nicholas Sparks. Okay, that's where my romance maybe began. I don't know if we consider Nicholas Sparks like true romance, but I
have issues with him too. But
yeah, I then went on after watching The Notebook and realizing that it was a book
Wedding, which is the sequel to The Notebook.
I can't remember. I went on like a Nicholas Sparks bent. I read so many of them after that.
They're so
and
good.
I have vivid memories of sitting in I don't know if you're
A Walk to Remember.
I don't know if your childhood home had a formal living room, but we had a formal living room. Yes, I feel like that was very of the time. So we had a formal living room, and so I remember sitting up in the formal living room because everybody else in the house was, in the other living room and all that. And so I'm sitting in the formal living room on the formal living room couch that nobody ever sat on. And sobbing at Nicholas Sparks' books.
And the lights were always off in our formal living room.
Oh, yes. Always very dim lighting.
Very dim lighting. It's like, I think back to this and I'm like, is this like a very specific thing?
Very specific. I don't know what
my in-laws' house still has a formal living room.
Yeah, I think if my parents still lived in their old house, they would too. But they downsized, so there's no room for a formal living room now.
But like that's crazy to think about.
That was like a thing.
Told people about this.
Yeah, and I feel like if you go to like buy a house nowadays, I don't know, in the South at least, if you go buy a house nowadays, like there is a space for a formal living room if it's older, like if it's not a newer build.
Our house had that, but so it was where
we don't use it that way.
That's where it was like the kitchen was closed and there was a formal living room, but we took the wall out and we made it a bigger kitchen.
Exactly. Like you don't need 2 living rooms. Like you don't need a formal living room. Anyway, but The Notebook changed my brain chemistry, and I would, as a moody high schooler, I would go if I just needed to cry. Like there was a time in my life where I just cried a lot, and it doesn't happen anymore. I don't like crying. I think I cried all of my tears throughout my high school years, but there was a time in my life where I was like, okay, I need a good cry. And I would literally just turn on The Notebook and watch like 10 minutes of it so that I could sob, and then I would turn it off. So that was my MO in high school. I was very moody.
Listen, you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there are any other pop culture moments that alter. Oh, this is not like romance related, but I think Britney Spears' meltdown. She like shaved her head. I think that altered my brain chemistry. I think that was when I started to realize that we really need to stop idolizing celebrities in the way in which we idolize celebrities. The O.J. Simpson car chase changed my brain chemistry.
Yes, I don't remember that.
You were like a baby. I was not. I was 10.
Yeah.
Were you alive?
Yeah.
Or were you in 1994? How old were you?
Oh, I was 3.
Yeah. So you definitely weren't watching that. But
I was not.
I was in 6th grade when the verdict came out. And they like brought TVs into the cafeteria so we could watch it, which is weird.
So weird.
It's
What a weird time to be alive in the 90s, honestly.
The 90s were weird, right?
It was weird.
Like if you were born in the 80s and raised in the 90s and like became like an adult in the early 2000s, like we've seen things.
Yeah.
And I think back, like it's like whenever you see the like reels or something, and it's like all of the major world events that people have gone. I'm like,
yeah,
no wonder we're all in therapy.
Oh like, God, yeah, truly.
Anyway, so I think that's it.
Oh, we forgot to. I have to end on this. Okay, we forgot to circle back to the Twilight fake out.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Okay, Twilight, I wouldn't say altered my brain chemistry, but it's the only time where I watch a series and I'm still surprised by the ending, as if I've never seen it before. I'm still like, what do you mean that wasn't real?
Yeah.
Every single time.
I just remember seeing that because I'm pretty sure I did all of the like midnight movie premieres and all of that for Twilight. And I remember watching that that scene in Breaking Dawn Part 2 where it's the battle and in the theater. And I just remember freaking out, like all of us collectively as a theater, we were all freaking out, like what is happening? And then just being absolutely positively shook when it was not real. So that got me. That really got me. I have one more. The other thing that got me was, and I think we talked about this recently, was in Crazy Stupid Love. That plot twist got me. Have you seen that movie? I
truly wonder if there's something, like, I remember seeing that, and I can't remember how I felt. Like, I know I saw the movie. I've seen the movie since. Yeah. It's not a movie that I, like, go to, okay? And that's not, we've talked about, I don't like Steve Carell, okay? So, like, I have a problem watching a lot of things that Steve Carell is in. He's never done anything to me. No. Okay? This is like how people don't like Anne Hathaway. It's based on nothing. It is just a feeling. And I don't like Steve Carell. Okay, I'm sure he's lovely. If he's not, he's not.
I think
the only movie of his that I will continually watch, and it's one of the sadder ones, is The Way, Way Back. If you've not seen The Way, Way Back, it is like Rachel could never.
No.
But also never watch Beautiful Boy with Steve Carell. That's another one that I have to disassociate that it's Steve Carell, because that movie is so well done. But it's one of the saddest movies ever in the history of movies.
No, thank you.
But I don't think that, like, crazy. I also am, like, very neutral on Emma Stone. So it's like the whole movie, while I enjoy the movie, it's not a movie. It's like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days for me, where it's like, I enjoy it, but it's not like, people will talk about Crazy Stupid Love and be like, this is the best movie ever. And I'm like, it's fine.
It really is so good. But also I was shocked. And I feel like I am really good at catching what the plot twist is going to be.
I just wish I could remember. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't remember how I felt about it. And now I'm like, oh, I just know.
Yeah.
We can say it. It's been out forever. But I just, when you find out that, like, that's her dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that he's like sex coaching or whatever.
But I don't think that I I don't think it affected me. I don't know if I just was like, oh, okay. Like,
I was so surprised.
But people will talk about movie twist endings and put that in the same conversation with Sixth Sense. And I'm like, I just don't think they're the same.
I don't know. I would do it. I would do it.
He sees dead people. They're not the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, please leave us reviews. I haven't even checked to see if we've gotten any.
No, I haven't either.
But we need them. We like them. We want to read them. We want to send you stuff.
Yeah.
So,
where can people find us?
You can find me everywhere at Neelykins, except TikTok, where I'm Neely Moldovan. And you can find the show everywhere at Smut Show Podcast. We'd be super active on Instagram. You are going to get the most from us on Instagram, but we are pretty much everywhere else too. It just depends on our moods.
It does. It really does. And then you can find me everywhere at Rachel_M Lewis, and my new book, which is out now. Everywhere books are sold, I guess.
Yay! We're so proud
entirely
of Rachel.
Yours. Yeah. So, yeah, that's me. Thanks for listening to the podcast, you guys, and we'll
see you next time.
Bye.